Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, Browns fans. The last few weeks have been a roller coaster, right? The offseason was supposed to be about building on a promising 2023, a year where Cleveland's defense showed flashes of brilliance but ultimately fell short of their lofty goals. And I know, everyone's been talking about that top-ranked defense they had back in 2023 and how they want to recapture that magic. But man, the NFL never waits. It's always about adapting, overcoming, and finding solutions, especially when setbacks hit hard. And this season, the Browns have faced a series of unfortunate events on the defensive side, particularly in their secondary, which is a key area they need to address if they want to contend again this year. Last year, the Browns' defense was a formidable force, a unit that could strike fear into opposing quarterbacks. But that was then, and this is now. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, one of their most dynamic linebackers, went down with a neck injury and was placed on season-ending IR. That's a huge blow because JOK is a playmaker, someone who can change the complexion of a game with his speed and coverage ability. And just as they were trying to figure out how to fill that void, Devin Bush, another linebacker they brought in to shore up their defense, faced legal troubles with his arrest and is now facing a 6-game suspension. You combine that with Jordan Hicks unexpectedly retiring, who saw that coming? And suddenly, the Browns' linebacker core is looking a little thinner, a little more vulnerable. But the latest blow, and perhaps the most impactful on the field right now, has been the injury to their starting right cornerback, MJ Emerson. It's one of those non-contact injuries that send shockwaves through the team. Emerson, who's been a solid, young, ascending player for Cleveland, tore his Achilles during practice. That's a devastating injury for any player, especially for a cornerback who's relied upon to lock down one side of the field. Emerson underwent surgery this week, and his absence for the remainder of the season leaves a big hole in the Browns' secondary. It's not just about losing a player, it's about losing a key piece of their defensive puzzle at a critical moment. Now, this injury opens up a lot of questions about how Cleveland plans to patch that hole. The coaching staff and GM Andrew Berry have some options, no doubt. For starters, they could shuffle the deck a bit and move Greg Newsome back to his original outside corner spot, which he's played before and does well. That might allow them to slot in Cameron Mitchell, Miles Harden, or Nick Needham as the new outside corner. These are young guys, some with limited experience, but they've shown flashes of potential. The secondary could be a bit more flexible, and perhaps that's what they'll lean on in the short term. But let's be honest, in a league where every inch counts, and where experience can often make the difference in tight games, Cleveland might want to bring in a veteran. Someone who's been through the battles, who commands respect in the locker room, and who can step in immediately and provide stability. That's where the name Stephon Gilmore comes into play. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, Gilmore, isn't he getting a bit long in the tooth? Well, yes, but let's not forget who we're talking about. Gilmore, the former Minnesota Vikings cornerback, is a 5-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time first-team All-Pro, and a Super Bowl champion. He's also the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year from 2019, a season where he was absolutely dominant. At 34 years old, Gilmore isn't in his prime anymore, but he still has a lot to offer. In fact, he spent last season with the Vikings, playing 15 games, recording 56 tackles, and making some key plays, including an interception. His ball skills are still sharp, and he remains a solid, reliable defender. It's true that his 4.38 speed from his younger days isn't quite there anymore, but his understanding of the game, his technique, and his leadership qualities make him a valuable asset for any team looking to bolster their secondary. And for Cleveland, a team with Super Bowl aspirations, adding a veteran like Gilmore could be exactly what they need. Someone to mentor the younger players and provide that on-field leadership when it's most needed. And let's talk about the context here. The Browns are in a unique position. They've built a roster that's competitive, a defense that has the talent but needs that extra edge, that veteran presence to push them over the top. Bringing in Gilmore or someone of his caliber would be a low-risk, high-reward move. Imagine the impact of having a seasoned veteran who can come in, adapt quickly, and help the younger guys like Greg Newsome and others develop even further. Plus, the leadership he brings could be invaluable in close games, especially when the stakes are high in December and January. Now, Gilmore's recent stats might not jump off the page the way they did in his prime, but you have to see the bigger picture. Last year, he played 15 games, had 9 passes batted down, and managed an interception, all while demonstrating that he can still hold his ground in coverage. For Cleveland, that's a smart addition at a critical moment. Plus, there's a bit of timing here. The Cowboys have shown some interest in Gilmore after losing CB Kalen Carson to a hyperextended knee that will sideline him for 4 to 6 weeks. So, if the Cowboys are thinking about making a move, it might be that Cleveland's front office is also exploring the possibility of bringing Gilmore in for a medical checkup, to see if he's still got that fire in his belly and the ability to contribute immediately. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the timing. Cleveland needs someone quickly. With Emerson out for the season and the season just around the corner, they can't afford to wait too long. Bringing in someone like Gilmore could provide that instant upgrade, that veteran presence that can be the difference in a game-winning drive. Plus, his experience in high-pressure situations will be a huge boost for the entire secondary, especially for the younger players who are still learning the nuances of NFL coverage. And let's not forget the coaching staff. Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator, is known for his ability to get the most out of his players, especially in the secondary. Having a veteran like Gilmore, who's been to 5 Pro Bowls and has that championship pedigree, could be the missing piece that helps the Browns' defense reach that next level. It's all about smart, strategic moves at this point in the offseason, and Cleveland's management seems to be weighing all options carefully. Bringing in a veteran like Gilmore isn't just about patching a hole, it's about elevating the entire unit, creating a leadership core that can guide the younger players through the ups and downs of an NFL season. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, what about the financials? Well, Gilmore's price tag is likely to be reasonable, especially compared to younger, less proven options. This is a low-risk move that could pay huge dividends, especially if he can contribute even half of what he did in his prime. And considering the Browns' current roster, adding a veteran cornerback with his experience and leadership skills makes a lot of sense, particularly with the season looming and the stakes higher than ever. So, Browns fans, the big picture here is about resilience, adaptation, and smart decision-making. The injury to MJ Emerson was a setback, no doubt, but it also opens up opportunities for other players, and possibly for new additions like Gilmore. This move could be a game-changer, especially if it comes to fruition in the coming days. Cleveland has always been about fighting back, about overcoming adversity, and this potential signing shows they're still looking to compete at the highest level. It's about that relentless pursuit of excellence, even when the chips are down, and I think that's what makes being a Browns fan so special. We believe in the team's resilience, in the talent, and in the leadership that can turn setbacks into comebacks. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, Cleveland's management is exploring all avenues, and bringing in a veteran like Stephon Gilmore could be the move that defines their season. About making calculated decisions, about knowing that sometimes experience outweighs youth, especially in a league as competitive and unforgiving as the NFL. If they manage to pull this off, it could set the tone for how they handle adversity down the line. And for us, loyal fans, it's about staying optimistic, believing in the process, and supporting our team through thick and thin. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. Do you think adding Gilmore would be the right move? Or do you believe the team should give the young guys a shot? Either way, this is what makes NFL fandom so exciting: the passion, the debate, the hope that your team will make the right choices. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see how this story unfolds as the season approaches. Browns fans, Let's keep that passion alive, and let's get ready for what promises to be an exciting year ahead.